Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ. You are here on the home of the Slightly Above Average Ship Review. Got a match for you today in the Royal Navy Tier 3 battleship, the Orion. Footage is a little bit older, so if you're offended by that, I will apologize in advance. We're here on Northern Waters. We are down tier in a domination match in the Orion. Really quickly, the Orion was the lead ship of her class, built for the Royal Navy in the early 1910s. Really didn't do a whole lot. It was a flagship for most of that time, and eventually was turned into a training ship and then broken up in the 1920s. We will get to our stat comparison in a minute. Really want to throw these stats out here really quick. Sigma 1.6, we just got out of destroyers. Their Sigma is 2.0, so you can see, relatively speaking, this is not very accurate. Fires per minute, 1.99. The arming threshold of the armor-piercing shells is 57 millimeters. The overmatch is 24 millimeters here in the Orion. So we are moving out. I'm not exactly sure what I'm trying to do here except for follow this destroyer. I really have to say, as you can see, Will to Rebuild is up on the screen. In this update, there have been tons of nerfs. Now, Will to Rebuild probably needed a nerf. However, I will say I'm not very happy about the destroyer nerf to Erich Bai. Is what it is, I guess, but I don't have to like it. All right, we're going to shoot here at the Izuzuchi and test out the Sigma of this build. We were shooting high explosive. Don't forget to change your shell type from high explosive, because that's the default. But I think because I was down here, I started with a high explosive on purpose, and I knowingly did that. We did set the Izuzuchi on fire, but then he put it out. So let's see if we can set him on fire again and exceed the stats of 1.99 fires per minute. And there you go, we did. All right, Karlsruhe over here, you can see I have swapped to armor piercing in order to better ruin his day. Really long reload on these guns, but I mean, that's kind of standard for a battleship at this tier. I'm just so used to playing destroyers that I'm like, man, this is taking forever. There's an enemy destroyer, by the way, off to the left. I don't know if I missed that when I was playing the game. Bad aiming there. Hopefully some of those shells get hits, and they do. A Citadel hit on the Karlsruhe, even though half of our salvo ended up hitting an island over there. And I'm kind of presuming that my teammates are going to finish the Karlsruhe off, much to my chagrin. And yeah, I think that's what's going to happen here. So we have switched to high explosive, presuming that we can get some shots at the Farragut, which we can't do. And so we're just going to move up here and use this island to kind of shield us a little bit and see if we can get some shots out at the Farragut, even though I'm dealing with this abysmally slow turret traverse. We do shoot at the Farragut. Half the shells hit the island in front of me, but we get enough to get the kill. Kill number one here in the Orion. All right, we switch back to armor piercing. A lot of shell switching going on here. We've got the Izuzuchi hiding behind an island. We also have a Duguay-Tron, who is also behind the island. So we're just going to continue maneuvering this way. And a Gangut over there as well. So 3 battleships to deal with. I think we're going to shoot at the Gangut, who is offering us broadside. There goes our salvo, as you can see. Accuracy, And yeah, archive footage, because we don't have 5 hit markers there. But I wasn't going to throw away a good game just because it was a little older. So Again, if you're upset about that, it is what it is. I also have an archived hood match coming up this week that will clear out 90% of my archive videos when I get rid of those two. Really nice hit there on the Izuzuchi. We get the high caliber medal, another hit to Citadel, and we're about 80,000 damage right now. There's too much action to talk about stats, kids. Alright, just checking my firing range, 15.9 with this build. There is a die-hard medal. Somebody in a cruiser rammed a battleship. That sounds like a bad idea. The Gangu gets finished off right before I could stop myself from shooting. So we're just going to have to try to finish off the Izuzuchi. But if we don't, that's okay. We did a bulk of the damage to him. And it just shows you how good a Citadel hit can be. He does set us on fire, and that's cute and everything. He is finished off. Jugatron turning to offer us the full broadside. We will take what we are offered. And even that we can't finish off, although we had a large number, 6 overpens. So he gets finished off by somebody else. But again, we did the bulk of the work there in knocking the Jugatron and the Izuzuchi down to 0. Alright, so we are turning here, just trying to capture out, is this Bravo, I guess? Yes, it is Bravo. Just capturing out Bravo. Let's talk about the stats. I tried to alter the stat selection in WoW's builds and it would not let me. So we're just going to dance with whatever WoW's builds brung us. There are 15 battleships at tier 3. Hit points, the Orion is number 6 with 42,700. The number 1 ship is the Kaiser, 46,400. It won't even let me sort them. So the firing range is 13.9. Okay, I don't know why it won't let me sort. Number 1 appears to be Kaiser, and Izuzuchi tied at 14.3. As we see the Farragut there in the distance. Armor piercing DPM. Looks like the Arkansas and the Wyoming have 199,200. And we are at 190,000. Izuzuchi has 192,000, so maybe the Orion is 4th in that stat. Rudder shift, the Orion has 12.3, tied with the Corbeil, but the Gangoot is 10.2, the Bellerophon is 10.1, and there are a couple other ships with 11.5, the Dante Alighieri, Nassau, Turenne, so probably middle of the pack rudder shift. Sea detectability 12.6, Nassau 11.5, and Izuzuchi looks like 12.9, so maybe in the lower pack. I have no idea why it won't let me sort here. Father Mundy, what the hell's going on with your site? Alright, so that is your stat comparison, albeit not totally the stat comparison I would want to give here in the Orion. Alright, so Farragut pops back up here. We are not switching our shell type. Karlsruhe is out there, again, checking our firing range. The Karlsruhe is out of range as of right now, and he's being fired upon by quite a few ships. I'm imagining he will be dead soon. Langley, on the other hand, is all alone over here. And this destroyer is going to try to chip some shots at the Langley. We're going to turn. We got all our guns on target. And salvo number 1 at the Langley. Shell grouping, not terrible. Another hit to Citadel. There is the Confederate medal. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been doing some work out here, even though we only have 1 kill. And we are over 100,000 damage. The destroyer continuing to chip away, but you should know that this is futile, destroyer. We are working on our reload. Another full salvo against the hapless Langley. And you can see another couple hits the Citadel, and we finished them off for our second kill. Last ship out here is a destroyer. We quickly switch to high explosive. And let's see if we can not take a ton of damage from those torpedoes. We didn't, and we damaged Kond immediately. We're turning. We got all guns facing the right way. I just need to get one good salvo out. We're guesstimating. We're firing up over the island. That probably won't do it. Oh, but we set them on fire. We set them on fire, folks. That may be enough. Let's see. Will it be enough here at Tier 3? We're taking damage. We're working on a reload. And... oh, the suspense is killing me. Alright, second salvo in. That's it right there, folks. Victory via Orion. Alright, here we are on the victory screen. High caliber medal, Confederate medal, 118,434. We had 3 kills and set 6 fires and threw in a solo base cap. We ended up with 157,019 silver. I think I must have gotten some kind of bonus here in the ship XP and commander XP. 15,375. There we are at the top of the board. 2 medals, 3 big kills, 2050 base XP, down tier in the Orion. I think it is a nice ship if you have the luxury of not being shot at a lot, which I think we pretty much had during this match. Alright, in here in the port, 1 modification, the main battery mod 2. The Orion is fully upgraded. Taking a look at the loadout, 3 charges of the repair party, 3 charges of the enhanced secondary targeting consumable. We were running the Epic Battle Booster for main battery range and movement speed. We got this temporary Type 2 camouflage and the 2-year strong flag. Taking a look at the stats, 42,700 hit points and a 13% torpedo damage reduction with our build. You got those 5 twin 343mm turrets, 15.9 kilometer firing range, 28.9 second reload, 40-second turn time, HE shells 4,700 max damage with a 40% fire chance, AP shells 10,450 max damage. 2 sets of secondaries, the range of both is 3.5 kilometers. The first set of 16 individual 102s reloads every 7.5 seconds, 1,500 HE shell damage max with a 6% fire chance. The second set of 4x2 102s reloads every 3 seconds and the same HE shell damage and fire percentage on that second set of secondaries. AA defense, you can see that second set of secondaries is dual purpose and does count as AA. It is also the most highly damaging AA and the farthest reaching AA that you have. Maneuverability, max speed 20.4 knots, 610 meter turning circle, 13.2 second rudder shift time. And concealment 12.6 on the surface, 10 kilometers flat from the air, 10.6 kilometers when firing from a smokescreen. Moving on to the armor viewer. What can I possibly take so long? Yeah, this is how old it is. Look at it's a birthday cake video. Alright, here in the office, I hate this background. Below water citadel, not very heavily armored at all. We'll put this bow back on. You have a 19mm bow, above and below a 102 to 152mm armor belt. Unfortunately, it does not go to the absolute front of the bow. Torpedo plating down the side, 29mm there. And we will look at the casemate armor, which includes a very nice armor belt, 203 to 254mm there. But again, broadside, that won't mean much. Turrets on barbettes. The turrets are somewhat sloped. The turret sides and the barbettes are more heavily armored. The roof of the turret, like many battleships, is the weaker point there. So that is the armor profile of the Orion. A little angling will probably do a lot of good with that armor profile. Here is our commander, Andrew Cunningham. Base trait increases the shell grouping. We got D. Ravel and Charles Madden as our inspirations. In row 1, flammable cannoneer. In row 2, gyrating drill bits. In row 3, marksmanship. In row 4, reaching out XXL. And the legendary skill, will to rebuild. Maybe in the future we'll be changing it. Anyway, that is the Orion, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what I'm doing flipping around through all these screens. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. I will see you on the next time. You can always subscribe for more slightly above average ship reviews. Thanks for watching.